Let me narrate just one thing from Imam Ibn Taymiyya. Imam Ibn Taymiyya rahmatullah alayhi writes in Majmu' al-Fatawa, page 304, volume 20, ومن ظن بأبي حنيفة أو غيره من أئمة المسلمين أنهم يتعمدون مخالفة الحديث الصحيح لقياس أو غيره فقد أخطأ عليهم وتكلم إما بظن وإما بهوى. فهذا أبو حنيفة يعمل بحديث التوضي بالنبيذ في السفر مخالفة للقياس، وبحديث القهقهة في الصلاة مع مخالفته للقياس لاعتقاده صحتهما، وإن كان أئمة الحديث لم يصححوهما. وقد بينا هذا في رسالتنا رفع الملام عن الأئمة الأعلام، وبينا أن أحدا من أئمة الإسلام لا يخالف حديثا صحيحا بغير عذر، بل لهم نحو من 20 عذرا. Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullah alayhi writes, whosoever thinks that Abu Hanifa or other Aimma from the Aimma of Muslimin used to deliberately contradict a Sahih Hadith due to Qiyas or another reason, then he is mistaken. And he is talking with only his conjecture or with his whim and desire. Imma bi zannin wa imma bi hawa. Then he goes, this is Abu Hanifa, who is practicing upon the hadith of performing wudu with nabid in safar, even though it's against the logic. And he is practicing on the hadith of qahqaha, laughing loudly in salah, even though it is against the logic. The two references are, nabiz is that water in which some dates are soaked, and the water takes the color of the dates, maybe the taste of the date. So if someone is on a journey, he has no other water to perform wudu with, he either performs wudu with that nabiz or with the tayammum. Then Imam Abu Hanifa says, no, don't do tayammum, use that nabiz and do wudu, because there is a hadith of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, in which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, tamaratun tayyibatun wa ma'un tahurun, give me, and he performed wudu with that nabiz. It was not thick, it was only, the dates had been, only a slight color was there, so he said it's still water, it's still light and it's usable, and he performed wudu with it. So he said wudu with nabiz is better than doing tayammum. Khakha is salat, if someone laughs during salat, ha 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 loudly, then his salah will break. But one hadith says that someone laughed in salah and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, go and do your wuzu again, because your wuzu is broken as well. Now wuzu only breaks by maybe urine or stool or wind or blood coming out or vomit. Qahqaha fi salat it's not one of the nawaqid of wudu. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said over here that go and perform wudu. So Imam Abu Hanifa said qahqaha fi salat will break wudu even though it's against qiyas. So Imam Abu Hanifa never gives preference to qiyas over hadith. He uses ahadith over qiyas. He says in one place, ما جاء عن الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم فعلى الرأس والعين وما جاء عن الصحابة اخترنا وما جاء عن التابعين زاحمناهم. When something comes from Allah and His Rasul, it's upon our heads and our eyes. And whenever something comes from the Sahaba, then we will choose from the Sahaba, because Sahaba differ among themselves in verdicts of Shariah. So we will choose which one is more closer to Quran and Hadith, and we will give verdict according to that. And when something comes from Tabi'een, then we will struggle with them. Meaning if something comes from Hasan Basri, Sa'id bin Musayyib, Qatada, Ikrimah, Nafi, all these Tabi'een, then Imam Abu Hanifa himself is a Tabi'i as well. So as they did research, he can do research as well. So he said we will do research like they did research, and then we will come to a verdict. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah never contradicted hadith and never went against any hadith deliberately or without any valid reason. In fact, Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah used to take the athar of Sahaba as well. There is in Intiqa, there is this athar that once Zuhair ibn Muawiyah says, I asked Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi regarding the aman of al-abd, slave. If a slave is with the Muslim army and he gives an aman and protection to a particular person from the enemies, is that allowed or not? Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi replied, if he was participating in the battle, then his aman is allowed. If not, then not allowed. So Zuhair ibn Muawiyah says, well, there is an athar of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, that during his time once, the Muslim army had surrounded a group and someone threw a note to them. And that they took the note, and in that note there was protection and aman for them. So they came out, they laid down their arms. So the Muslim army was about to attack them. They said, you have given us aman and protection, why are you attacking us now? He said, who gave you aman? And they said that this is your note which has been sent to us. And that note was sent by a slave who was not actively participating in the battle. So they said that this was by a slave, we didn't give it. And the enemy said, how do we know where the note came from? It was just sent to us. How do we know who sent it? So we have been given protection. They sent someone to Umar radiallahu anhu. Umar said that the aman and the protection given by the slave is also valid and you can't touch them. So they were given protection because of that. So Zuhair ibn Muawiyah says, when I related this hadith to him, he said, then we will have to give verdict according to the asar of Umar radiallahu anhu. Zuhair says, I came back after 1 year and I met him again and I asked him the same masla and he gave the verdict according to the athar of Umar radiallahu anhu, and he narrated the athar of Umar radiallahu anhu. I realized that Abu Hanifa only gives fatwa according to athar and not according to his logic. He finds athar and ahadith as much as he can. He never gives preference to his qiyas over logic. And Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri rahmatullah alayhi has narrated this, has written this in somewhere in Mahalla. جميع أصحاب أبي حنيفة مجمعون على أن الحديث الضعيف أولى بالعمل من القياس. All the students of Abu Hanifa agree on this fact, that a ضعيف hadith is more worthy of being practiced upon than the logic and the analogy of an individual person.
محمد رسول الله محمد رسول الله أرجو رضاك يا الله أنت الرحيم يا الله